My aunt keeps barging in unannounced, so I changed the door code.
How about you knock?
Simple as that. My 27 female and husband 32 male, Mike, used to live with one of his aunts. We'll call her Drama.
I love that.
She is Order 66 female. Aunt is on his mom's side. Sorry, I made a Star Wars reference there. She's age 66. Drama was married to one of Mike's uncles on his dad's side. They got divorced in 2021, and Mike and I got married in 2022. Shortly after we got married, Drama asked us if we wanted to move into her house. She has a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. Since she's there all by herself, and she has to pay for everything. So essentially, we would be helping each other out. By the way, this comes from user OutrageousGuava2653. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Keon.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Sophia.
Let's get to this story. We paid her $500 for the first couple of months while I waited to get a worker's permit. I am not a U.S. citizen. And then we'd pay her an additional $100 once I could start working. We lived with her for about a year and a half. Mike's uncle passed, his mom and Drama's brother. And the family on his mother's side asked us to move into the house his uncle lived in. It is Mike's grandma's house. She lived in assisted living, as someone needed to live in and take care of the house. The agreement was that we would pay all utilities and have no pets. Great. Sure. Whatever. Sucks that we can't have pets, but it's a whole house to ourselves. More privacy, and we don't have to pay any rent. Yay!
Yeah, that's a great deal.
I'd take that deal. I'd take that deal any day.
As long as you don't have pets going into that, that's perfect.
It sucks that you can't have a pet, but
if you didn't have one, like, you can wait until you have your own place.
yeah, and you can save up.
For the
Boom,
pet
For the
that you
pet.
get.
Or pets. We were planning on traveling to my home country for a second wedding for my side of the family in November/December of 2024. And a week before we left, we found 2 4-week-old kittens in our backyard.
Uh-oh.
I know you want to keep them, but you agreed. You agreed to no pets. We tried to take them to the Humane Society or a similar place in our town, but they told us they were not taking any cats at the moment. We did not want to just leave them outside. It's winter and cold as balls in Minnesota. We found someone who could take care of them for the month that we were abroad and promised these friends that we would take them back. Well, the reason we could not have pets was that the family planned on redoing the floors of the house, but then decided against it. So we tried our luck and asked my in-laws if they would mind talking to the family and asked if we could keep the kittens/have pets when we got back from overseas. Halfway through the trip, we got the okay from my in-laws to keep the cats.
Okay.
Yay!
Yay. It's not going to cause a problem, right?
No one's going to
Right.
be upset about that. Side note, I forgot to mention that when we moved out of Drama's house, I accidentally had all of our mail sent to the family's house, ours and Drama's included. I told her about my boo-boo. She said it was fine since she'd been in a different state for the next 4 months away. Went and adopted a puppy. She's great, very busy, but the sweetest girl. Anyway, we've been trying to get the mail thing sorted out because Mike and I started getting irritated with Drama just stopping by whenever she wanted to get her mail and very rarely letting us know that she's there or coming. She rings the doorbell and then waltzes right in. She's walking on Mike in just his underwear like 3 to 4 times now. Before we got the dog, she'd made comments here and there about how messy the house is and smelling like cat and all these other things. First of all, she has a cat too. She very rarely cleans her cat's litter box and usually leaves her outside to not have to clean it. Secondly, sorry our home looks lived in and that we both have full-time jobs. I typically do all the cleaning over the weekend, and Mike tries to clean the kitchen when he cooks for us or has a day off. And he also cleans the litter boxes at least once a week. And lastly, we used to live with her, and the girl was a slob herself. About 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday, she came in unannounced as usual to get her mail and sees the puppy. Drama.
What happened to no pets?
We have the cats, and Grandma said it was fine.
Oh, I have to go. I have people in the car waiting for me.
OP. Bye, it was nice to see you. We carried on with our day, thinking nothing of it. The next day, Mike's grandma calls him and tells him Drama called her all huffy and puffy, saying that the house smells like dog. She needs to do something about it. Mike was like, okay, what do you want us to do about it? Grandma laughed and said, no, it's just Drama's usual antics. Wanted to let us know that it's okay and to just ignore her. When Mike told me this, I was very confused as I had literally just spring cleaned the whole house the Sunday before Drama was there. and I was a little embarrassed that it stank and smelled like dog. I told my in-laws what happened and asked if they would mind popping in and smelling the house. Because yes, sometimes your house smells, and you just get used to it.
Yeah, but when you leave and go out for the day and come back, you usually can tell.
Yeah.
You'd know.
2 days later, another one of Mike's uncles, on his mom's side, stopped by to chat with us. Cliff notes from this conversation. We didn't tell them about the pets. They were a little upset when we got the cats, but were okay with it after. But now that we got a dog, they have to draw the line. Mike and I were obviously very confused by this because we did ask permission. There was some miscommunication on the family side about the cats, but they never said we could have a dog. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. You get the gist.
I was waiting for that. Just because they said yes to 2 cats does not mean yes to all pets and you can get a dog. And I was waiting for that issue to come up, and I'm
Yes.
on the family side.
I
for
am
that.
on the family side too of that.
I am also on their side.
Yeah. It's just
That's not the same thing.
it's the you give them an inch, they take a mile,
Yeah.
and OP, you did take a mile.
Now, I do think that it's grandma's house, though,
Yeah.
that they're living in, and grandma's fine with it.
Yes.
It's just the other family that's not. So that's a weird line of things.
It's who ultimately owns the house, which is a grandma.
Which is grandma.
If she's cool with it, I guess. But again, I think it was originally because they wanted to remodel the floors,
Right.
but it never went through.
Right.
But again, it's one of those things where like, okay.
You still should have told everybody that said no pets.
Yeah. Anyway, we had 2 options. Get rid of the pets or pay a monthly pet fee of $200. We took the latter deal. Whatever, we don't pay rent anyway, and $200 isn't that much to ask to protect the kids.
Fair.
Mike's and aunts, uncles. Asset. I profusely apologize as we never meant to take the living situation for granted, and we never meant for there to be fighting amongst themselves. We know that we are very fortunate to have this arrangement so that we can save money to eventually buy our own house. Another side note, about a month before we got the puppy, Drama said she went to sort out the mail thing, and we should not be getting any more of her mail. We did, but it was very few and far in between, and mostly junk. After this whole shebang, we asked my in-laws if it would be okay for us to change the front door code, as we do not appreciate the tattling from Drama, and she invades our privacy more times than not. They agreed, and came over to help us change the code. By the way, our door is always open for you guys by going to full episodes with stories like this one. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app, and just search up OK Storytime. We are at 70 days now. No longer the funny number, unfortunately, but 70 days. 70 days. Start listening. There's a little bit left of the story, but I think this is another thing you should communicate with. I feel like the communication is very poor on all parts.
No, it's driving me nuts.
Maybe you did. But let's just say you did have a conversation with Drama and say, hey, we don't appreciate you literally just barging in. Like, maybe if you text us, you're on the way, or let us know that you are, ringing the doorbell and waiting for us to answer the door. That's one thing. But I feel like we haven't had that conversation yet before we get to this extremity of, we're changing the door code, you can't come in anymore.
Right.
Now, before anyone comes at me, we didn't do this because we have to pay $200 now. I get that we were in the wrong and should have told the family we got and or wanted a dog. We did this because of the way that Drama has been treating us lately. It has gotten very political, and I don't feel like it's necessary to share here. And who knows what she might do when we're not there. Another thing to mention is that I freaking loved Drama. She was like another mom figure to me. We went on coffee dates. She taught me how to quilt, and we spent a lot of time together. The same with Mike. I don't know what happened, but after she got back from out of the state, she has been starting to get colder, ruder, and meaner to us. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole for changing the front door code on my in-laws' house? We have a couple comments. What do you think?
No, but you have to have a conversation with Drama to ask maybe why she's getting colder and ruder and meaner.
I
Because
feel like
that
we
makes
didn't-
me wonder if something happened while you guys live together that you guys are not picking up on.
Comments. Comment number 1. It's Grandma's house, right? And if Grandma said it was okay for you to have them there, then why in the heck do you have to pay a pet fee? And who's it going to? It better be going to Grandma since it's her house. And Opie replies, so the kids have a POA on the house. When Grandma passes, it's theirs. Part of the convo we had with the uncle is that because we are the grandkids, she will say yes to everything we want, and thus they would like for us to run stuff by them from now on. Grandma isn't making any more decisions for the house. That was their agreement. Also, yes, she will have the ability to use the money if she wants, and whatever is left over when her last day comes, the family will put back into the house to fix whatever our pets damaged. Comment number 2. Install motion-activated cameras on the porch and in the house, and always arm them when you leave home. It'll be fun to see what she actually does when you're not home. And please share an update when you catch her snooping. P.S. When she's all outraged about your violating her privacy, tell her you installed the cameras to monitor the pets to ensure they weren't causing any damage. Comment number 3. Why did you get the dog? The cats were pushing it and you knew it. They only had one rule. No pets. You know all the players in this game. They weren't giving you free living space. There are price tags that come in the form of no privacy. And why chance the number if she got the numbers anyway? I'm thinking you should know better. You are causing drama in the family. They only had one rule. You broke it twice. Permission or not. Reply. We honestly misunderstood the go ahead and keep the kittens with an okay to have pets. Yeah, you took the mile.
Yeah.
Like I said in my post, getting the dog is definitely on us, but we asked about a month in advance about the kittens. Obviously, if the family said no, we would have tried at the shelter again or tried to rehome them. We were just in a pickle as we were leaving the country in a week when we found them. None of these things were done maliciously or just because we can. We respect other people's property, and we mostly sorted it out with the family. This post isn't about us having pets. It's us about wanting to know if we did a bad thing by changing the code to the front door so that the one aunt can't just come in whenever she wants to. I have also apologized to the family multiple times if we are causing unnecessary drama and fights. It is not your house.
Yeah. The cameras, I think, could be a good idea.
But again, ask.
Right.
Ask first
That's
if you can install the cameras.
Yeah. Unless it's some sort of like completely removable without damage. But
Yeah.
I would at least give them a heads up. Hey, we were thinking about how we just want to make sure our pets aren't going to cause any damage. We're going to put some cameras up to watch the dog just to make sure. And then you can ask, like, do you want to install cameras? Like basically, do you want to install cameras and we can help pay for them? Or do you want us to just do something that can be removable when we're done with our time there, kind of thing, is how I would think.
Or, I don't know, have a conversation with Auntie Drama and be like, why is there drama? Why are you snooping on our house? Why do you keep coming over? Everything should be fine.
Well,
if
she's
she's
coming to get the mail, but yeah.
She's apparently they figured that out. They get only junk mail. But why are you still coming over? If you're bored and lonely, just say you're bored and lonely. We can go get coffee if you liked it. But if again,
I think we're missing something here, though.
That's what I was
gonna
gonna say.
Information has been left out, and I really want to know because I think you left it out on purpose.
I feel like something was left out for drama. She did something really serious. Like
you think drama did something serious, or you think they did something when they lived with drama?
Either or.
Yeah.
Something serious really happened
between you and
between
drama.
them.
Yeah.
But there is a reason why she keeps coming back.
My mother-in-law said I'm isolating my kids, but I just don't want them around her.
Did you get the hint, mother-in-law?
Like many of you, my mother-in-law seemed great when husband and I were dating, engaged, and newly married. And even during my first pregnancy. Until the day my oldest daughter was born. And mother-in-law's just no traits started to show. By the way, this comes from Red Flag Mother-in-Law. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And I'm Sophia.
I have 2 daughters, aged 5 and 2. With daughter 1, we allowed mother-in-law to take her out alone for a few hours, once or twice a month, from the time she was about 2. Most of these visits seemed to go okay, as father-in-law was with her as well. She now wants the same with daughter 2, and we don't feel comfortable with it, as daughter 2 is a lot more active and daring, and mother-in-law is older. Father-in-law is undergoing cancer treatment and can't accompany them anymore. Mother-in-law is also bitter that we have never allowed sleepovers for the girls at her house. There are more reasons for this. It's not like she gets no time with daughter 2, as she has babysat at our house a few times, and she has always been welcome to visit on weekends. Here are a few of my biggest red flag moments with mother-in-law. Mere minutes after the birth of daughter 1, mother-in-law and sister-in-law appeared at the window of the hospital nursery where husband was holding baby skin to skin while I was being sewn up after my C-section. They somehow got into the maternity unit of the hospital after they'd been expressly requested not to come until we told them we were ready. Husband fortunately told them to scram. When I was discharged from the hospital after the birth of daughter 2, husband dropped daughter 1 off at mother-in-law's house so he could come and fetch me, baby, and all of our stuff. We arrived at mother-in-law's to fetch our eldest, and mother-in-law holds baby while I give attention to daughter 1, who has not seen me in 3 days. I then grab a quick drink of water in the kitchen, and when I look again, mother-in-law is sitting on the couch, introducing daughter 1 to her new baby sister. The best I could do in the moment was grab my phone to record a video of my girls' meeting, but I felt like that moment and that experience had been stolen from me and from our little family, and I'll always be sad about that. The times when mother-in-law takes daughter 1 out, despite us having asked numerous times for her to let us know where she was taking her, as they will often go to more than one place. And when they've arrived safely, she never does. We always end up having to call and message her to get a response. We went to sister-in-law's house recently for lunch, and daughter 1 wasn't in the best mood and wanted to go home. As a result, she was pretty much ignoring mother-in-law. At one point, I was walking in the garden with the girls, and mother-in-law tagged along. After not getting the reaction she wanted from something, she said to daughter 1, mother-in-law says to her, "Fine, I don't need you. I've got daughter 2. She will be my one and only." My jaw dropped. I should have probably called her out, but I was honestly in shock that she would say that so bluntly in front of both my daughters and me. Now, this brings me to this past weekend and the reason I finally realized that she must be a just no mother-in-law. Mother-in-law texted husband on Saturday morning to ask if we had plans. We told her that we didn't and that she was welcome to visit if she wanted to. Now, because she wants to have my little one to herself, she started her old complaint of, she won't get to know me if she isn't alone with me. OP can't just hold on to her forever. Then, when husband tried to shut this down, she sent him a voice message, which he played for me to hear. In this message, she actually used the words, "You're isolating them," in the house, and they're attached to their mother because they don't know anything else. I was livid. Firstly, because it's a complete lie, and also an unashamed attempt at an emotional blackmail. Husband quickly clapped back at her and told her our girls go out plenty. We just don't tell mother-in-law every detail of our day. So she sulked and basically said, "Fine, I won't visit. I have other things to do this weekend anyway." Later, she apparently apologized, but I don't believe it's a genuine apology. It's simply an attempt to smooth things over so she can try to manipulate us again next time.
Okay. The comment she said about, oh, okay, I can have the other one.
Yeah.
What?
So, terrible thing to say. I wonder if it was kind of in I want to know the tone it was read in, basically. Because I've totally had that moment where you're like grumpy or something and it's like, fine, I guess I'll have to just go talk to so-and-so instead. But if that was said like with any remote seriousness, that's horrible.
I don't know. If someone said that, if we had a kid and someone said that, or kids, and they're like,
that's the thing. It changes because they're both siblings, too. Like, I've had that where it's like, I'm going to go talk to your cousin then.
okay, because you're an only child.
Yeah.
See, it's different. If someone did that with me and my sister or
Right.
my sister and I,
I'm sure it's way different when it's sibling things. Mine would always just be like, oh, if you don't want to talk about that, like, I'm just going to have to go talk to your other cousin then. And, jokingly walk away. With siblings, I could get that, though.
I think she crossed the line.
Yeah.
I know OP was very mad at the moment, but I would have called her out. I'd be like, excuse me?
You should have in the moment, yeah.
But again, it's like you don't want to
in front of the girls.
in front of the girls, which makes sense.
And if the issue is if she comes back and she's like, well, I just don't feel like I see them that much, and it's because you're afraid of her just taking daughter 2 out, maybe you can plan days where it's like you and mother-in-law and the girls have like a girls' day or something, and then she has the help that she needs, but she still feels like she's seeing them a little bit more. But she needs to respect you guys before she gets that.
Again, you guys are parents. We're all adults here. We can respect that, right?
Right.
Right, Grandma?
Right, Grandma? She can get extremely nasty and passive-aggressive when she doesn't get her way and can't stand it that my children want to be with me and not her. The irony is that husband and his sister were basically raised by their grandparents, as mother-in-law was too busy with her own things.
It's all making sense now.
There we go. We just need to read one more sentence.
Yeah, it's always that. It's always one more sentence. You're like, that's the context we needed. Yeah, she didn't get to be a mother, and now she wants to be a mother.
Right. She's trying to make it up. She pretends to be nice to my face and then says things to husband behind my back. I've reached the point where I'd love her to say something directly to me so I can tell her to F off. Husband is very supportive of me, but I don't think he can see mother-in-law for exactly what she is yet. Any advice to save my children and my sanity from this woman would be greatly appreciated. Oh, and there's an update. A few more small but annoying incidents have happened since then. Mother-in-law hasn't tried to take the kids out recently because father-in-law's cancer has taken a turn for the worse, so she's been preoccupied with that. One notable incident was when mother-in-law, father-in-law, and sister-in-law came to visit us. My husband suggested the three of them walk with the kids to the park, which is just down the street from our house. I didn't love the idea, but allowed it because it was nearby and mother-in-law wasn't alone. On the way back, they stopped to pet a cat. In-laws left as soon as they got back with the kids. We then noticed my toddler, too, holding her finger and realized the cat had scratched her. It fortunately wasn't a bad scratch, so I cleaned it and put a Band-Aid on for her. You go to the doctor for that.
Oh, cat
Stray
scratch.
cat scratches?
Oh, right.
House cat scratches are bad. Stray cat scratches are bad. If it's deep enough.
Ooh, yeah.
Husband then texted his family group chat to ask what had happened. You'd expect a response of care and dismay from a loving grandparent. This is what we got instead. LOL told her if she pulls his tail, he'll scratch. She stopped, but then did it again and held on. He hissed, but must have scratched her. That's a consequence of pulling a tail of a cat. Great learning aid for kids. She didn't even react.
She's 2 years old. If this was our kid,
she'd be at the doctor. Because
I'm
had bad.
going-
You've seen my cat scratches from a house cat.
If my mom did this, or if your mom did this, I'm going straight. Either or, we should go straight to them. I'm like, no, done. You're done.
My jaw just dropped. Zero apologies, zero concern about my toddler's pain, zero accountability taken for not preventing what should have been obvious to a responsible adult. I had been documenting all these things to remind myself of who mother-in-law really is, and felt it was time to have a serious conversation with my husband. If father-in-law passes away, I foresee all this getting so much worse. Mother-in-law using grief as a weapon. The conversation went really well. Husband listened, said he understands my concerns, and will support me fully to set the boundary that in-laws cannot take the kids out without me or him present. He texted mother-in-law a few days later and let her know, very kindly and diplomatically, that we would prefer to do outings and visits as a family going forward. That we feel it's in our children's best interest at this age that at least one of us be present for them. He made it clear that he still would like in-laws to be a part of the children's lives, but that they need to respect our decision. If mother-in-law took it well, I was even willing to host in-laws at our house for lunch once a week so they could see the kids. But you can probably imagine how this conversation actually went.
Yep.
Mother-in-law lost her crap. She accused my husband and I of not trusting her, trying to create distance between her and the kids, and her never being good enough for us, specifically me. Husband stood his ground and replied calmly to her each time, thanks ChatGPT, telling her this wasn't true and that we were simply doing what we felt was best for our children. She then escalated, saying she was done trying and good luck to us finding a babysitter if we needed to. Because if she's not good enough to take the kids out, then she's not good enough to babysit at your house either.
Hey, you lost the trust immediately when you said, go on, kid.
Yeah.
Figure it out yourself. You're going to get hurt. Not, that you lost my trust there. You're already on thin ice.
Then her grand finale, she told husband, thank your wife, because she's sure that this comes from me and that husband is too scared or too stupid to go against me or see the damage he's doing to his children. Why do these just-know mother-in-laws always resort to insulting their own sons? He didn't respond to her after that, other than to tell her that was really effed up thing to say, and he screenshotted the whole exchange and saved it for future reference. I thought nothing could make me hate her any more than I already did, but she really outdid herself. I'm seething. By the way, you never have to be seething because we have full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. We got a little bit more, but any other thoughts?
You made it very clear. You don't want to see us, which means you're not seeing the kids.
Yeah.
That's the, the 2-for-1 combo.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to give you a fair compromise and you're not taking it. All right.
I'm proud of my husband for his support so far, but I worry that she's going to manipulate him again. He's spent his entire life until now thinking this woman was normal. He promises me that our boundary stands no matter what, but he's already trying to set up the weekly Sunday lunch for us and in-laws. As much as I would love to, we can't go no contact with her because husband's dad is basically on hospice care at home.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason.
So husband takes turns with mother-in-law and sister-in-law to supervise him. Father-in-law has always been kind and respectful, and I have nothing against him. How do I retain my sanity here? Do I just gray rock the crap out of mother-in-law for the rest of her life? That's the end of that.
I mean, she's called you out, OP. I think like
Yeah.
she really
Pretty
wants to have.
hardcore.
I think it's just have a face-to-face conversation without any of the children there, maybe your husband there.
Yeah.
But just be like, hey, if you want to say something, get off your chest. I'll get whatever I want to say about you off my chest. Done. It's again, you're not trying to see here, but there is one situation with the father-in-law, which you guys have to be at least amicable about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And I would wonder too, almost, that if he does pass away from this, or when he does pass away from this, that she kind of has an almost like come around moment and try to be like way different, and if it's like too late for that or not kind of thing. She would have to have like some pretty big redemption apology arc for
I
to
was
make it
gonna
back
say,
from that.
if she did a huge apology, even if she did a huge apology and said, "Hey, I was out of line," I'd just like, "You're really on thin ice." I don't care what your apology says. Actions speak way louder than words. Very little to no contact for you guys. It's not fair to you. So
We financially supported my in-laws for years, but nobody appreciated it.
be a little bit more appreciative out there. Come on.
We do have a trigger warning for emotional abuse. My husband and I have financially supported my husband's 70-year-old dad for over a decade, and in November 2023, he moved into our home in Canada from Pakistan, leaving his wife behind. By the way, this comes from Family Dynamic, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, my husband started providing financial support to his dad and family since he was 25, when his dad lost his job due to the financial crisis. Since 2013, my husband has supported him financially while his father lost all his savings in an unsuccessful business ventures. Wow. He would even ask my husband when he was in his 20s for money for various business ideas and then never return the money. The father never got a full-time job since then and was completely reliant on financial support from us for the last 12 years. Because he had no income and had some health issues, we would send my father-in-law money back home to go to doctor's appointments so his health wouldn't deteriorate. However, despite my husband begging him to do routine tests for his various health conditions, the father would lie and use the money for other stuff and wouldn't go. When his health issues deteriorated into advanced kidney disease and heart disease, we would get calls that the family needs money for surgeries ASAP, and we would have to cough up thousands of dollars in 24 hours. In all this, my mother-in-law or brother-in-law who lived in Pakistan with the father-in-law never forced father-in-law to go to doctor's appointments. It would be my husband micromanaging my father-in-law's health from Canada and sending money, pulling his hair out when we would learn the money was used for other things. By the way, the rest of my husband's family members in Pakistan would never thank my husband or even wish him a happy birthday sometimes. They never acknowledged his contribution, just kept taking and taking. We've helped pay for his siblings' master's degrees, wedding, honeymoons, house repairs, and so much more.
Why do we keep doing this? Why? I mean, I get it, but it seems like you're the only one that they're financially relying on. You can stop. What are they gonna do? Hate you? What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
What are they really gonna do? Oh my gosh.
Anyways, in November 2023, my father-in-law got permanent residency for Canada and moved into our house.
Uh-oh.
We brought him here for better health care and to have it covered since we are the only ones paying for his health care and it's out of pocket in Pakistan. Since then, my husband has struggled with his father and has been in a toxic living environment for all of us. Here are the 4 main issues causing toxicity in our home. Issue 1. My husband will regularly ask his father why he would ignore his pleas to go to the doctor in Pakistan and lie that he went when his health was deteriorating and he knew we would have to pay for it. The dad stonewalls, literally stares at a wall and waits for my husband to walk away.
What?
Or talks about how my husband is being unjust by bringing these things up. Or he will say my husband is too stressed and angry from his job. He won't engage in questions about why he neglected his health and kept us on the hook to pay for everything. Issue 2. If my husband presses on this conversation more, my father-in-law will, as mentioned, stonewall, and then get to a point where he stops being responsive at all, barely leaves the couch for days, and won't eat unless forced. He will slowly recover and then act like everything is okay. But the message is, if he is questioned on his accountability in all this, he won't engage and will self-harm by not eating or moving. If anything happens to father-in-law, it's obviously our responsibility, so we are scared to even bring this topic up because of this reaction. That's what I'm saying, though. You know he's going to do this. Stop bringing it up. He's there now. You can pay for his health. You can take him to the doctor. Like, it sucks, but I think we got to give that one up.
It's you're putting so much energy literally into nothing.
Right. He's giving you nothing.
And the thing is, he knows he's going to win.
Right. Issue 3. Even now the father-in-law is here, he is fully capable of doing the things he enjoys, like fixing his own meals, going to the library, calling or meeting friends, and reading books or watching videos about new topics. He has even learned the local subway system all by himself and attended many months of English classes. But he will not manage himself, like medical appointments, and my husband has to micromanage his eating habits, medications, and beg him to do things like call the dentist office to make an appointment or clean his sleep apnea machine. This causes a lot of friction between the two of them. Issue 4. Now, my mother-in-law is calling my husband every day from Pakistan and accusing my husband of causing my father-in-law depression by forcing him to live a healthy lifestyle, which, by the way, has saved his life, taken his blood test results from abysmal to stable for the first time in decades. She is guilting my husband, saying my father-in-law will pass away from the torturous conditions he's living in. Torturous meaning we make him eat low-salt food, ensure he sleeps by midnight instead of watching YouTube until 5 a.m., and ask him to do some house chores to contribute to the household. In fact, my father-in-law has meals cooked for him regularly. We buy him clothes and get him whatever he needs to be well and healthy. If he didn't come to Canada in November, he might have had a heart attack by now and passed away. He had a blood clot in January that we discovered and put him on a strict diet plan and made him go regularly to the cardiologist for checkups on Profrus. Prior to us intervening, he was eating KFC every week and avoiding all doctor's visits and tests as mentioned above, even though we sent him monthly allowances for that specifically. We are now considering sending him back to Pakistan. My husband fears if we send him back to Pakistan, he won't take care of his health. He only is well right now because we'd micromanage him so he goes to appointments, eats the right food, etc. So husband feels sending him back to Pakistan is like a death sentence. Now that we have gotten my father-in-law's health stable, I think it's a great time to send him back so that the responsibility, financial and mental, starts to be shared with other family members and isn't just on us. But it's on you to go and listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite podcast app, and search OK Storytime.
If all things were getting better and I'm still getting nagged or the fingers being pointed at me, at this point, it's like, fine, you know what? I would blow up because I would be like, I'm doing all the right things. No one's appreciating what I'm doing. It seems like I'm the money well, and everyone's just taking. And not even a simple thank you has been applied. It's just more like, you need to do better. Why are you doing this stuff? Yeah. I'd be like, you know what? I'm removing myself from this equation. I don't care if I'm blood. I don't care if I'm your family. I'm not being appreciated. And no one's been, not even a single thank you. Deal with it yourselves.
What I took this as, and I could be taking this wrong, and I fully still agree with your side of things, if he is completely self-sufficient, going out, doing his own stuff, regardless of doctor's appointments, and he's a bit older, we don't know his age, fine, sure. I can call the doctor, set up your doctor's appointment,
Yeah.
and take you. That's fine. If you're doing everything else and you're personally not complaining to me, then I'm not going to talk to the people in Pakistan, but I'm going to help you out because you're here. And we can take care of your health if you're here. If he's also complaining, also being terrible, not being as
grateful.
self-sufficient as he's making it seem.
He's not being grateful, that's for sure.
Well, I would love to know his age, but so let's just finish
Let's
it up.
just get into it.
However, we are being guilted no matter what we do. If we keep him in Canada, father-in-law is unhappy because he has no job or friends here and doesn't get along with his own son, despite my husband desperately trying to reconcile past hurts. And we are guilted that we are causing him depression. But if we send him back to Pakistan, we will be guilted for not continuing to care for him in Canada, which has better healthcare quality. Also, if he deteriorates in Pakistan, it seems we may be on the hook for thousands of dollars in medical bills in the future. I am of the opinion we send him back and ask the family to start sharing this responsibility for once. I'm on the opinion that you say, you can go back, we're not paying.
No,
you stay here, we pay, you go back, we don't.
Exactly. At this point, we're guilted. What has guilt got to do with it nowadays? I'm so fed up. The anger is over the guilt.
Yeah.
I'm so angry and mistreated and just...
You've paid for so many other people, weddings, honeymoons, like they should be chipping in
They should
now.
be the ones that are guilty.
Fully, yeah.
So let them deal with that problem. If no one is appreciative, even if your father's not even appreciative,
Yeah.
if he was appreciative, it would have been a totally different outcome.
Yeah.
But he's not doing anything about it. He's grumpy, and he's telling your mother-in-law, or in this case, your husband's mother, that he's depressed because that's how he's probably getting communicated to.
Yeah.
You're not appreciative. Go back. You go be happy. If you want to go, be happy and unalive happy, do that. Yeah. But don't drag me into this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would say either we're not paying, you can go back, you can stay, we'll pay. But you got to stop complaining.
Yeah.
I've also been told by a therapist that this is emotional abuse. The father-in-law is forcing us to take all responsibility for his well-being when he is fully capable of doing so. And the mother is emotionally abusing and manipulating us to throw all the rules placed on him out the window, or else he will pass away of depression from the restrictions we place on him, which again saved his life. We have some comments. Comment 1. Is your father-in-law mentally capable of making his own decisions? What does he want to do? Return home or stay in Canada? Some of the issues you're having seem pretty simple to solve. When your husband asks his dad to account for his past decisions and actions, he refuses to do so, to the point of refusing to eat. So stop asking. I know you're looking for him to take some accountability, possibly apologize, and at least express some gratitude, but it's clear you're never going to get that. So just stop bringing the subject up. If your father-in-law wants to return to his homeland, consider letting him. Yes, it's sad that he will likely neglect his health and possibly pass away sooner than he would staying with you, but at the end of the day, he's an adult who is allowed to make decisions for himself, even decisions you don't agree with. Determine an amount of money you're able to contribute monthly, tell him and your mother-in-law what that amount is, then let them decide if they want him to stay with you or return home. If he needs more money for medical services down the line, that's a problem for him and other family members to figure out. You can't bleed yourself dry caring more about someone than they care about themselves. Set limits and stick to them. If he wants to stay in Canada, it's probably time to look into an assisted living or senior community facilities. They can take care of him, ensure he's eating and receiving proper care, and provide him with lots of opportunities to socialize and meet other people. That's the end of that. And that comment is exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what you're saying. And
save for the fact that they were like, a lot money if he goes back. I wouldn't allot that much money if you're
I wouldn't. It's that thing of, okay, how are you going to fix the problem? You're going to keep complaining? How are you going to fix the problem? That's your solution? Do your solution. Take me out of it. Yeah. Take me out of your equation. I'm tired of it.
But that was why I wanted to know the age, because if he is old enough to go into like an assisted thing, like he's got friends there, he's got the mandated eating, like you're not going to have to deal with the nagging and living with him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can't light yourself on fire to warm other people kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what OP's husband and OP has been doing. Stop doing that.